Welcome everyone to the CueSports International Expo at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. This is the Predator World 10-Ball Championships. We're a little late getting started here. This is down to the final 32. We have Alex PAGULAYAN and KACI as the match. And you'll see on the scoreboard, the score is already 2-0 for KACI. Alex was 10 minutes late. One game per 5 minutes, he will be penalized. Had he gone 15 minutes, it would have been a forfeit, and the score of 3-0 would have been awarded as a win to KACI. But with 2 games deficit, they will lag for break, see who goes from there. And so that's the penalty for being late at a World 10-Ball Championship. In the booth is George Teacha, joined by Daniel Snyder. Daniel, welcome,
Hi,
buddy.
George.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to be back in the booth.
As a player, how do you feel about something like this? It's the first one we've had on the stream.
Yeah, I mean, you know, certain circumstances must have happened, you know, like there is a redraw. Obviously, they qualified to get to the last 32 players, and they didn't know the match time beforehand.
Exactly.
So either they play at 4, 6, or 8 p.m. today. So, and they were drawn into their spot. So possibly he wasn't paying attention to the play times, and the draw was done, and he was, you know, lost track of time or whatever happened.
Exactly.
Of course, not ideal.
As Daniel just explained, it is the player's responsibility to know their match times. And, you know, this is a World 10-Ball Championship. It just got redrawn after the last round where the final 32 were finally completed. But now they will lag for break to see who breaks first, of course, because it could be important at the end. But Alex will have a 2-game deficit. It's going to be a race to 10 since it is the final 32. It's alternate break format. KACI has lost the break.
Yeah, and you know, Alex is down 2-0. On top of that, he hasn't gotten 1 stroke in, I believe, in the last 2 hours, at least on that table. Maybe he was shooting somewhere else, but not on that table. But on the other hand, if one guy can shake it off, it's probably Alex. He smiles and just takes it and goes from there, you know.
You know, he knows, he's played enough of these that he knows that he could be penalized. Well, looks like he made the 1 ball on the break. No shot on the 2. We'll rely on your expertise, Daniel. You've had a pretty good tournament. Your last 2 tournaments were probably, you didn't win, so you're not happy.
Yeah.
But of course, how did you feel in those tournaments?
Yeah, honestly, I can't agree that I did a good finish there.
Well, I was, you know, I didn't want to put
you wanted to be nice. I know that. That's okay. No, I was definitely not happy with my performance, but you know, that happens. That's a sport. Keep on fighting. After the tournament is before the tournament, so I'll be practicing the next few days and going to London after that, flying out on Monday, and fight from there.
Okay.
So Alex played a push out because he didn't have any other choice there. He leaves KACI a shot on the 2, but he only sees, he can't cut that inside. That's a difficult one.
Wouldn't you just thin this and try to go by the 6 and leave it on the bottom rail using the 6-8 blockers?
Yeah, but the question is, can you hit the 2s so thin to not land in the pocket and as thin enough to not hit the 6 ball? You know what I mean? So the risk is that once you hit the 6,
oh yeah, that's very, yeah.
The window is like
no window. Gotcha.
So if you hit the 6, you just leave him an open shot too long.
Well.
But actually, Alex kicks rail first to separate the cue ball and leave the cue ball behind the 6, ideally. or the other way.
Look at this and come up
Actually,
on top of the
yeah.
3. Well, the only bad thing about that is that the 2 ball is available in front of the pocket and could be kicked in. Which way do you prefer to kick this?
I think 2 rails is the right choice, because if you hit it too thick, you probably bring the cue ball towards the 6, and the 2 goes middle table below the 10 ball.
Mm-hmm.
If that explains what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I mean, you know, he took the direct path, is, of course,
Yeah, he took the direct path on
an
a
option.
need to make bases. And luckily he didn't put any English that carried him away. And he came back and hit the ball, made a good hit. And the 3 ball is no picnic. Getting position on the 3. Where do you get position for? It goes to both side pockets, it looks like. So maybe he can go right into the 4. And
Yeah, right into the 4 or bump into the 10 ball, you know.
it's a real thin cut. There's a 3 foul rule. There's a 30-second shot clock. 60 seconds after the break. No early 10s. No 10 balls on the break. And remember again, it is a race to 10.
Yeah, so he's gonna end up with another safety here.
Now, will Alex be aggressive and just go ahead and try to make up that deficit right away? You think he banks? He's banking this. I was going to say he's going to go all the way. He's going to, with his
strong one pocket bank player,
yeah,
you know.
He's a strong bank player. He's a strong everything player. This man, snooker. What hasn't he done in billiards? I've never heard him do anything with 3 cushion. Well, KACI to the table.
Yeah, you know, sometimes when you when you need to catch up and you choose the aggressive way, it's either a top or flop, right?
It's a sword, and it can go both ways. That's right.
It can be rewarded or be punished, you know. And if KACI makes this 3-0 and it's his break, you never know what happens.
KACI is a Predator Pro, and he does play with a Predator Black. It looks like you know the cues well.
Yeah, that's one of the black versions.
Yeah, I hear they're in a lot of demand. They're hard to find right now if you're trying to buy one.
Yeah, that's actually a line that has been discontinued, I think.
They're just because they can't get any.
Yeah, just because I think Predator every 2-3 years either brings out a new line or they you know, take it off the market. So I believe in the future they will maybe have another line of the black.
The black is their top of the line, isn't it? Or is there a higher quality? Is the crown higher?
I think they're, you know, like the throne, the black, and the icon. I think they're kind of in the same category.
And being as tall as he is, what is he, 6'5"? He uses an extender on it.
Yeah, which isn't uncommon these days.
No, I've seen. In fact, most of the players coming into the arena have had extenders. I myself have started using a little 3-inch extender. You can back your chin up on your cue, and have it further away, so you can get a better line down the view of the cue. I'm not sure I explained that very well, but.
Yeah, it also gives you more cue power, you know. I mean, it's in the end, it's just a preference thing, you know.
Exactly, it's what you get used to.
There is tall guys that play with no extension, then there is shorter guys that play with the long extension, you know.
Well, I always thought the tall guys should play with a 60-inch cue.
Yeah. Well, I like a 2 or 3-inch extension. Yeah. Everything else for me personally is too long, but let's see. He's about to finish this rack.
KACI looks pretty accurate here, and he's had quite a bit of practice time.
Yeah, he's trying to defend his title, right?
That's correct.
From last year.
Last year. This is the defending champion, Eklund KACI from Albania.
Yeah, so last 32. 1 win last 16, 2 win last 8, 3 win last 4. So if you win 4 times, You're in the finals.
I
if
forgot
if
how
I
old
understand
KACI
that
is.
correctly.
Is it,
That's a good question. I believe
I think he's
around.
21. I think he's 21 or 20, between 21 and 23. It's in my notes here, and that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
As
I think around 23. Yeah.
I know that I played him when he was 19. He's moved on a little bit. It's been a few years, so I'm thinking 23. He is 23 years of age. He is a 2021 World 10-ball champion. He is a 2017 WPA 9-ball semifinalist. And Eklund, for a little bit there, I believe 3 years ago, was rated #1 in the world.
Yeah.
He also, in the world ranking, is number 16, tied with Victor Zelinsky. And that is exactly the ranking they used for the seeding for the final 22.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the break I was talking about before, and that's a perfect break. You see there, 1, 2, 3 on the other side of the table, 4, 5, 7, 8. If nothing crazy happens, in my opinion, that should be the 4-0 right here.
In fact, if you could rack them like that every time, you'd have the top 3 balls, 1, 2, 3, like you just said, in one section, the others in the middle section, or the bottom in the middle, and then it's just stop, stop, stop for the last 3 balls.
You know, it's no bouncing back and forth, right? So you don't have any difficult 3-rail positions where you need to make sure you don't bump any other balls and get out of shape or something like that. So it's pretty straightforward. But also with this table, you know, like with this layout, you can easily overrun a ball or underhit it, and then you land in a funny position, and
well,
it's uncomfortable.
This may be his toughest position shot. Because to get on the 5, he'll get somewhere about where he is now, maybe not that close. And then the 7, and from there it's, as you said, just move it around.
Yeah, now he wants to land with the cue ball between 9 and 5 to be as straight as possible on the 5 ball, I would assume.
Yes, because he just wants to get the same place for the 7, where the 5 is. He might play that. He might play that in the corner. He will play that in the corner. He got perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, he felt that was probably too much angle to try to kill the angle. And that wasn't necessary if he can play it long, I guess.
Watch how clean he strokes this.
Yeah, with his technique, you can observe really well that when he has shots where he needs more speed, he's, you know, his backstroke, backswing, and forward swing is longer, and if he has a shorter ball, then it's shorter. So, which makes sense, yeah.
Well, that's one of the things that I've seen. You know, do a lot of commentary with Jeremy Jones, and he talks about the long, lanky guys. They just have a better swing because they're tall, you know, taller, and that stroke is longer.
Yeah.
And he'll probably end up shooting both balls in the same pocket.
Yeah.
Well done. And we'll take a break after this 10 ball for some commercial breaks. And then we'll bring you up to date on the rest of the tournament. Are back. We are back with Alex Pagulayan breaking. Whenever the score is even, as he won the break, the lag, he will get to break. An even number, 4, 6, 8, 10. Well, he won't get to break at 10 because it'll be over. It's a race to 10. We are at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. If you just joined us, the score is 4-0. Two of those were racks that were penalized to Alex as he was late for the match. In this format, you get penalized 1 game per 5 minutes, 15 minutes late, and you're forfeited. Your opponent receives a 3-0 score.
Yeah. So 5 is a little bit funny there.
Yeah, the 2 can get away from him also if he plays it into the 6.
Yeah, he's gonna bank that, you know.
Alex Pagulayan, the Lion from Canada. Filipino from Canada, living in Canada for many years. He's played snooker up there. He has been arguably one of the best players in the world for what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
I would say at least that. He's been in the top 10 for many years, many years.
Yeah, and he's a really strong warm poker player. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember walking into Hard Times and he was racing the 15-ball rotation ghost for $50 a rack. That's pretty strong.
Yeah, so side bets
That's right.
against him losing, basically, and he's trying to win.
He went back and forth there for a little bit, but I believe he took the cash.
That was a good shot here to get on the 5. A little bit more on the rail than what he wanted.
Yeah.
Because either he's gonna pinch the cue ball to the right side of the table on the rail there, basically almost frozen to it, or well, that's all the choice he has right now, because with that cue ball on the rail there, he's not gonna go up table and play the 6 in the side. No way.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. He might just move it up a little bit and kick the 6 in.
Yeah, is he getting there?
Well, if he didn't get there, he'll probably put him up against the 7 with the cue ball.
Yeah, that looks dangerous for the side, but maybe it stays up.
Oh, look at this.
He missed it too thin.
Well, he had to hit it too thin because if it's a little thicker, he goes right into the pocket, and he had to hit the corner of the pocket to come out. Yeah, exactly.
He also used some inside English, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, when I saw him doing that, I knew what he was going to be going down he was going to be trying the shot. But I thought he should have just banked it out of there and stuck the cue ball up against the 7. When I saw the inside English, that's what I thought he was going to do.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been a bad choice either.
And now the 6, 8, 7. There's the 8 ball. The 8 ball down, or is it underneath KACI? You know, the 8 ball's gone, so he's got these 3 balls to take a 5-0 lead and be halfway to his destination of 10 games. Okay, some of the games going on around here. You got now Oy versus Barkas, Blaine Barkas, John Schmidt, Chris Reinhold. So we're going to lose an American player right there. There's 7 Americans left in the final 32. Conrad Jushushin, 1-1 with Lee Van Corteza. Shane Van Boning is in action with Daniel Maciel. No score yet that I've seen here. Edgy Geronimo versus Mark Bisterbosch. Wojciech Shushek, Oscar Dominguez, Eric Roberts, the young 19-year-old sensation, and Dennis Grabe, Miško Fortunski, Roberto Bartol, Justin Martin and Sanjin Belivanovic. Jonas Suto, Jason Shaw. And I believe the last match at 6 p.m. will be Ralph Souquet and Francisco Sanchez Reis. But right now, we just have 4 matches going. Oops. I'm trying to play this. David Alcaide versus Christopher Teves from Peru. Michael Snyder, your brother's going to play Carlo Biado at 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Sharik Sayed and Robbie Capito, Darren Appleton, and Mika Immonen. Those are your final 32. This started out 128 players. These are the guys still standing. These are the guys in the money. I believe that will be, I think it's $1,500 to the loser of this match. 4 balls straight in.
Was a good break. The cue ball wasn't as controlled, but yeah, he's the 1 ball.
You can see both sides. You think he'll go for the bank shot or go for a safety? Bank shot is awfully aggressive. Now, when you have a 5-0 lead on an opponent,
well, maybe he plays it 2-way, you know.
Exactly.
Call it, and bring the cue ball down, pass the 2 ball on the right side.
He's taking the bank. He's called the bank.
Yeah, he's called it at least.
Yeah, and he can, as long as he doesn't hang it up if he misses it, he might find cover. I was going to ask you, if you have a 5-game lead, do you tend to be a little more aggressive than usual because you have a pad?
Yeah, you could think that you could be, but you know,
It's just a lot safer to keep him off the table, isn't it, and play safeties?
yeah, it's actually, yeah, I think it's better to just keep on going with the game how you won the first 5 games, because if you start to change something, you know, it's 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, and then it's just, you know, I mean,
now
it's an open game again.
Exactly.
And
now
then
the
you gotta
pressure's on you.
Change back to where you came from, you know. So I think, yeah, it's actually better to just keep playing the tight game, play safety where needed, or run out.
There's a good look at KACI observing his opponent at the table. Like most top pros, their world is 4.5 by 9 feet, and it's all blue like the sea. It's called the pool table.
He has some angle there. It's just a question. Probably chooses the side. But then you're going to hit the 9 maybe.
And the 9 is not a bad place to be for the 2.
Yeah, you know, in general, you would rather like to be closer, of course.
Sure, of course. But I'm saying if you do happen to hit the 9, my concern would be running past and getting behind the 10 or the 8. Or that.
Yeah, it's just any time you hit a cue ball, you know, and you're not sure what's happening, it can, yeah.
See, that's why
So
you're a
strange
5,000
things.
Fargo and I'm a, 1,000 Fargo.
Strange things can happen, you know.
Yeah, I believe Alex is a
795 maybe.
No, he's over 800.
Over 800.
Yeah. KACI's
820.
KACI's 818, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 818. You're gonna have to excuse. Let's see.
And Alex, I believe, if you say he's over 800, he might be 805 or something
Yes,
like that.
yeah, he's right in there. He's right in there. In fact, I think you hit it right on the nose.
815 he is actually.
Okay, you got him faster than I did. Yeah.
815. So KACI got another chance here.
Yeah, and he doesn't, when he has chances like this, well, this is a pretty steep cut, but this is why I object to his height. Any player like myself can't reach this ball.
Yeah, you know, it's a pretty thin cut, but he can roll down the table and take the 3 ball in the side, you know. And it's actually pretty good natural shot. Yeah, I don't think that KACI will let this 6-0 slip away.
No. And actually, KACI has beat Alex 8-0 before.
All right.
He did it in Phoenix, and Alex never left his seat. At Freezer's Ice House in Phoenix, in Tempe, Arizona, KACI broke and ran the entire set on Alex PAGULAYAN. KACI is a Predator player, Predator sponsored player, and he plays with the, as we talked about, the black. He has one of the older jump cues and break cue. How well does KACI jump the ball? I don't see him jump very often.
That's a good question. Probably not as good as Jesus Atencio.
Well, who does?
But
Fedor Gorst does.
But yeah, Fedor does.
Yeah,
Of course. Yeah.
a couple other players can, you know. I was told that there is a video out of Skylar Woodward doing. They recreated the double jump that just went viral.
Okay.
And Skylar did it 7 times in a row. I don't know how true that is, if it's gone viral, if it's out there, but we discussed that earlier. And this for a 6-0 lead, as Daniel said. I don't think KACI will let that get away. Oh, he's got the perfect angle to move over for the 10 to stun the ball over. My favorite position for the 10 ball.
Nice and straight.
Yes. Timeout, go for a break. we go. KACI to break the balls here. With this, I'm sorry, Alex to break the balls here as the score is an even number. I forgot my own rule. I tell you guys to remind you guys about that, and I was talking to Daniel during the break, and well, 3-ball, no. 7-ball, no.
He's trying to find the break, you know. First
He's-
2 times he, wow, that 9 stays up table 2. He was first 2 breaks, I believe. He was breaking from the side. He didn't have, he made a ball, but couldn't see the next balls, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was hooked. He didn't have an offensive shot.
Yeah.
And here, KACI does have a shot on the 1, but he's wisely using his 60 seconds after the break to plan his attack.
The 60 seconds, are those the 60 Jeremy Jones seconds?
Those are the 60
Right.
Jeremy Jones seconds. That's exactly right. You've heard that before, right?
Yeah, you've
I
told
think
me
it's
that
very
before.
important. I think
Mark White has
Oh,
told
Mark
me.
has. Yeah, well, we both. I firmly believe it. I think it's a great idea. You
Oh,
get
yeah.
60 seconds after the break.
Use it.
Use it. Stand there and plan your entire rack. So, you know, you have and if you get out of line, you readjust, of course. But that way you don't have to use your extension later.
That's actually, yeah, it's actually a good idea.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
And you also don't get, or if you get out of shape, you know, you still know what your original plan was, and you can.
Well, not just the plan. You can work out your problems. For instance, the 6, 7, 9 there could create a problem. It's not going to be much of one, but you know, you sit there. Okay, I need to get here so I can address this. I need to get here so I can take care of this. And if you're playing on a time clock, very few players do play on one. This is the only table in this tournament where this happens. We have what is it? 13 other tables that are being used. But
That's a tough shot that he has right now. On the rail, jacked up, you know, he needs to stun it over and back.
yes, that tells you how tough it was.
And he might be a little bit lucky there.
He has the angle to make this ball, but can he keep the cue ball out of the pocket?
I don't think so. I think. You know, he could play the 2 and maybe hold the cue ball by hitting the 9. But you may be a risk of making the 9 in. But no, I think the 9 is far enough out of the pocket. So let's see what he decides to do.
And we have some scores in.
Ah, so he actually called the 9. Oh, he needs this 2 ball.
Just hit it thin. Straight up in the middle. He says, I don't want a hard shot. I'll put the 3-ball in front of the side.
Yeah, but you know, the 6 is in the way to get somewhere. It's like how, in my opinion, that's like exactly in the path to go like anywhere to get to the
4.
To the 4, no? Maybe I don't see it right. But
No, you're exactly right.
yeah, that's probably the best he could get, which is not, I mean, that's really thin. Can you hold that for the 5? Maybe. Tough shot in that situation. Let's see.
Alex can hold it. Another thin cut, but he can. He has an open area to run around for the 6. And he'll probably just hold this up on top. Oh, he's going to kill it. No, he went back and forth.
Goes up and down, yeah.
Yeah, I like the up and down. I thought when he used the inside, he might just try to kill it there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
no.
that was a good shot. Those are
Yes.
2 good shots.
And I'm sure we'll see quite a few more in this match.
Yeah, he needs to show KACI that he's still here, even if he's 6-0 down. But KACI knows, as long as he just makes his racks every once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
he will get there.
Well, as long as he holds his break.
Yeah.
Kind of like in tennis, you just hold your serve. And at this stage, you're going to win.
Yeah, that's the thing with the alternate break, right?
Mm-hmm. But we do
6-1.
see that even in tennis, that you don't always hold your break. You get your serve, the service gets broken, and that's how you catch up, and that's how you lose matches.
Oh yeah, I mean, even with alternate break, I mean, okay, 6-1. Yeah, if Alex gets the next 3 racks, 6-4. 6-4 is, it could have been 4-4, and one would have gone
Right.
6-4 ahead. So the game is open.
Well, like right here, KACI will be breaking. The score is 6-1, so it's 7 games. It's his break. A scratch on the break, a dry break. There's things that can happen. This is where the table usually changes hands. The control of the table changes hands on the break most of the time.
Yeah.
Nine ball goes straight to the corner again. Straight in on the 1. Does the 2 ball stop it? Does the 4 ball? Yes, they got in the way. But he would have had a nice shot on the 1 ball. So his positioning for the 1 and the cue ball. Cue ball, of course, got bumped over there. It didn't end up by itself. He would have had a good shot on the 1 and another run out. But now it's a break. It's a push. Do you push down behind the 6 and give up the jump shot? Or is he gonna?
Yeah, I think he'll probably push into a jump shot.
It looks like he's looking to push behind the 5 for a close jump shot. If he hits the 8, he might leave a shot. It's going to be half the 5.
Yeah,
Go ahead and pocket the 8 and stop the ball right exactly where you want it. Just like that. Don't move.
Yeah, it's a little tester for Alex, and at the same time risk for him.
Yes.
Because if he misses that one, might be 7-1. And he's using the Predator Air Rush.
Yes, he is. He was over at the booth. I think it was the day before yesterday, maybe 3 days ago. And I think it was Saturday last week. And he was hitting with that. And Predator, he picked one up. He liked it.
He liked it?
He liked it. Yeah, he was over there having fun. He was a riot to be over there. It was kind of fun. He kept trying to jump and jump and jump. Couldn't do very well. And then he finally started hitting. He goes, yeah, this is the one I like. This is the one I like.
All right, KACI.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he landed with the cue ball right before he hit the 1 ball. So it on the up way of the cue ball, it hit the 1 ball, so it jumps out.
So he kept the cue ball up in the air too long.
Yeah, or
should have bounced twice before it got to the 1.
Actually, it should have flown a tiny bit further.
Oh, okay.
To ideally hit it direct,
Oh, gotcha.
That would be the sweet spot,
Okay. I'm not much of a jumper.
Because that way you can control it. If you play low, it will come low,
Yes.
That's what he wanted to do. Once you start bumping before it jumps,
It gets a little,
it's harder to control.
Ones. Yes, I agree.
There is a chance for Alex.
Yes, it is.
To steal one of KACI's breaks.
You've heard me commentate, haven't you? Because I love to say that, and then somebody says, but he's not a thief. Alex looking good through this. Play the 4 ball past the 10 in that corner. For you amateurs out there, watch the positioning of the cue ball so you can go to the next positional area for the next ball. You want to go to angle so you can proceed from ball to ball. And the only ball you really want to be straight in on is the 10 ball. And when it's that close to the pocket, just about anywhere on the right side of the table is position.
Yeah. Let's see how he feels the speed here.
And one of the things about playing position for the side pockets, if you don't get straight in, you're going to have to run your cue ball around for position. So your speed better be pretty good, or your lines better be pretty good.
Yeah, he might play the 6 as well on the side.
The same side, yeah. It's a very natural
with that angle that he has, yeah. We were wrong.
Well, I don't think he would. So was he. Now he's got a little bit of a tester of a shot.
I don't know. Did he want to play the 6 to the right top corner, maybe?
And see, and he held that up with inside English. That's why I think he kind of grimaced a little bit there. Because if he just follows it, he goes 2 rails to the right side of the table, and he has a 6 in the opposite side.
Yeah.
Where the 5 ball went. But this is no hill for Alex to climb. Unless he does this.
Wow.
And that's one of the things that most pros try to avoid doing, is go behind a ball for position. Because this is what happens. This is called Murphy's Law.
This is what you have been talking about. That
Yes.
Once you start bumping balls,
That's
it
right.
gets difficult.
Exactly. Anything can happen. You said
Dangerous.
when you're not sure where the cue ball is going, anything can happen.
Oh, and the cue ball as well.
Oh boy.
Wow. It's either 6-2 or 7-1. And it's going to be 7-1, and that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing you had the chance.
Oh yeah. Knowing you made the error to lose the game.
Yeah.
That's more than anything. That's just the chance, but you made an error to lose the game. That's what sticks with me when I play, or with most players.
Yeah, for sure.
And then this gives the other players so much confidence. And these 2 balls, and we'll go to a commercial break. Let you guys go get a drink out of the fridge, for those of you watching. And join us for the conclusion. back to the live action in the Pro Arena here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino at the Predator World 10-Ball Championships. Daniel Snyder in the booth with me. This is George Steachea bringing you the live action. Good view of Alex PAGULAYAN breaking the balls and KACI watching him. How's that for a break, Daniel?
So that's the first break he had that he made a ball and he sees the one ball. So he's got to take advantage of that situation. 1 to 2 is a given position, but this 3 ball.
Well, it looks like he can end up in a good place for the 2. And then get to the 3 from there. He has his choice of side pockets. And maybe even that corner pocket he's just looking at.
Yeah, I think, you know, the side pocket, he wants to be as straight as possible for the 3 ball to go to the left side. So he can hold it and play the 8, not the 8 after the 3, the 4 ball into the corner.
Well, I have some scores, but from the other matches, there's 4 other matches, 5 other matches, 4 other matches going on. So there's 5 matches going on, but one hasn't even started yet. I'm surprised. I'm wondering what something happened. The Naoki Oi and Blaine Barkas has yet to start. There's no score. John Schmidt trails Chris Reinhold 2-1. Konrad Jushushin over Levan Corteza 5-2. Shane Van Boning 2-1 over Daniel Maciol. And Eddie Geronimo and Mark Biesterbach, no score yet.
All right, I wonder if it's something with the score reporting there.
That could be. That could be.
Could be.
Let's hope so. That's
something IT related, because I can't see why they wouldn't have started, because, you know, there was no 2 o'clock round.
No, there was a 4 o'clock match. All 1, 2. 3,
yeah,
4,
I mean, they were all, the redraw has been done, so
Yeah.
they were all able to start on the tables on time,
Yeah.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good run out from Alex here. Trying to get one more score on the board, 2-7-2.
Oh, he's not giving up. He'll take everything that's given to him. It's a race to 10. The score is 7-1. But that young man down there will roar like a lion to get back into this match.
Oh yeah, he has a lot of experience, and he knows what it takes and what it doesn't take for you to give up a 7-1 lead.
Our head referee, Michaela Tab, will rack the balls using the Predator triangle rack, which will be available for public consumption. Of course, you don't get to eat it, but you get to buy it sometime this summer. The Predator tables and the 9-foot Predator tables are 1-piece slates. And the Predator cloth. This is the brand new cloth.
Yeah.
It's a little different than what you played the tournament on last week.
I believe so, yeah.
No, for a fact. I was talking to Predator.
All right.
Yeah. This has been evolving. They've been working on strains of the cloth and how to make it the best. And I think they found the answer by watching the way the balls roll and it grabs and
definitely working hard.
You know, they have worked extremely hard this past what, there was 5 days this past week. A little bit more in a week now. They worked extremely hard.
For sure.
To please the players and everyone in this World Predator World 10 ball.
Yeah, so much on the plate.
Yep. This is the world stage, and we welcome everyone from around the world. Viewers, good view of Alex showing his concern. to what KACI might be doing. And he can't wait to come out of that table. He's got his chalk in his hand and he's ready to come out of the chair.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, come out of the table. How do you like that?
I thought you were trying to say, come
Come
on to the
table.
table, something like that.
Thank you, Daniel. That was a good save. This is why I have partners in here with me, so they can save me when I misspeak.
Yeah. Well, when you're talking all day, you know, it happens.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. All right, he calls the bank there. It's kind of a free roll. He has to hit that pretty thin, so the cue ball will
thin.
pick up some steep speed. So I don't think he's actually going to try to make it. He's just calling it to call it to be safe.
No, he tried to make it.
No, he tried to go for it.
Yeah, he went for it.
And that, you see how sometimes the view of us at home and us in the booth on the screen is different from what the player sees at the table.
Well, even though with that shot, yeah, we both saw it about the same way. I was thinking that he might just thin it real thin and try to come behind the 10. And that means that the 1 would end up somewhere in the middle of the rail right there where the 1 is now. But he called it just in case he hit it too hard. You know, there's a lot of, in games like this, there's a lot of just in case shots. You know, you call them, well, I might as well call it because he won't have the choice of putting me back in or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Alex, isn't there a ball in the way of the bank? Is there a ball under him? Yes, there is. There's a ball right under him. And Michaela is down watching to see if he touches it because it will be a foul. Look at this shot. Oh, wow, I thought he made it. He's left it. He has not left the shot. Hello, 9 and 7 for blockers.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah. Well, that might be possible to make anyway, because I think actually the 2 is more in the way than the 9 ball. With a little bit left-hand English.
He's trying to go rail first.
Yeah. Hello, 9 and 7 for
That's
helping
right.
me. You called it early.
That's right. Hello, 9 and 7 for the block, and hello for holding me there.
Yeah, now this is a pure speed shot to get the cue ball, basically. Yeah,
well,
to the spot there.
You know, the curtains are starting to close for Alex here because this will put him on 8. Still, you know, as long as the game is going, there is a hope. But it just gets harder and harder to climb that ladder.
Yeah, you know, at some point you really have to hope for a mistake of your opponent, because with alternate break, you just only get so many chances, really. And so it's not that you can run a 6-pack and be back in the game.
Right, that's alternate break. But do you ever sit in your chair and hope your opponent's going to miss? Like you ever watch and sit there and say, oh man, come on, I need a break here. I got to catch a break.
No, generally not. I mean, you just think like, I take the chance that I get at the table. But if you're 8-2 down, you know, and your opponent is about to run the table, you surely don't hope that they're going to make a 9-2.
Well, of course not.
Because,
yes.
you know, like, you know, you need a chance at the table. And so you need a mistake from your opponent, because if you run your next rack and he runs his next rack, it's 10-3. You know, so yeah, it's a challenge there.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to sit there and beg, but you kind of sit there and just kind of like, I need to get back to the table, and all I can do is sit here.
Yeah, you have no influence.
No, you have no influence. It's out of your hands. Control your controllables.
That's what Alex is feeling right now, yeah.
Control your controllables and hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, KACI will go, I believe, around. Yeah, no, probably stop shot line up and down. Low on the 7.
He's going to move the cue ball around quite a bit. I like the position for the corner pocket. Our sponsors are Rums of Puerto Rico, Medalla Premium Light Beer, Omega Cryptocurrency, Cyberts.com, and we'll go for a break after this 10 ball.
8-2.
We are back to the live action. Predator World 10 ball, Alex PAGULAYAN. One of the best players on the face of this planet. KACI. His opponent. It's funny, Alex keeps breaking on his breaks, and the ball behind the one ball keeps going to that side pocket on the left of the table and hitting the corner. KACI makes the same break from about the same spot, and his ball goes right in the hole in the same pocket. 3 breaks, 3 or 4 breaks now. I've seen them both break in the same way. Did Alex move to the side once, I think you said?
Yeah, I think the
so,
first
yeah.
break he broke from the side, you know.
A lot of times what players will do in a match is they'll watch the other break. If you're not having success, watch your opponent. If he's having success, guess what? Make that change.
Yeah, you
That's how
know,
tables break.
sometimes it also has to do with the speed that you break, or if you break a little bit lower, a little bit higher on the cue ball, you know. Those things, you know, they all affect of how the 2 balls behind the 1 ball come off to the side pockets.
You know, for those of you that are close to Las Vegas, right now, one of the pleasures of being here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino is on one side of this arena are the pro men players that are playing in the World 10 ball. On the other side of the arena, on I believe it's 7 tables, are the women. It's the first time Alpha Las Vegas Open. And from right here where we're sitting, I can look over at the table and I can watch the Duchess of Doom, Allison Fisher, in a match. She's the only one I can see. There's 7 tables, but the rest of them are blocked by the stands. But Kelly Fisher. We have some names here. Jennifer Beretta, Emily Dottie.
Yeah, there's a lot of good players, and they're playing the first time. I think the let's say Predator format.
Yes,
Right?
yes. It's the first time they're seeing it. In fact, I saw a shootout, and a friend of mine, Nick De Leon, has been Facebooking live the shootout, some of the shootouts whenever he sees one, and it was I don't know who it was, but they're getting used to it. And when I walked in this morning, they were practicing the shootouts. They were shooting the shootout shot. I even saw Allison Fisher
Yeah.
practicing. She didn't miss a one, not one. She shot quite a few too.
All right, Alex is attacking.
Yes.
So you see now they almost trade off racks.
Yeah,
One for Alex, one
that's-
for KACI, and if they had started the match that way, then it would be
would be even.
somewhere I don't know, 5-5.
Alex didn't win his first game until KACI had him 6-0. But keep in mind, 2 of those games came from a penalty, for a delay penalty.
There is another bump, another bump,
And another problem.
and another jump. That means, yeah,
Yep.
Alex is probably not, or surely not happy about those. You know, if he didn't have the kick on that 8 ball back there,
Mm-hmm.
2-3 racks ago, it would be not 8-2.
Well, ever since it was 6-0, Alex won a game, and they've traded off games ever since then. The last 4 games were traded off.
And I'm sure KACI can see that. Roll the 5 in, 6 in the side. 7 either in the side as well or long, and then 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, it looks pretty simple. It's all like you just said, like you just described it. Let me ask you a question, Daniel. I don't think you've been in this situation, but give me from a player's point of view, if you had to come to a match and you were 10 minutes late and you were penalized 2 games, how much does that play with your head? In other words, oh man, do I have to make this up, or are you upset? Or here I'm playing a great player and I'm already 2-0. How does that play in your head?
Well, honestly, I don't know.
That's why I asked. How do you think you would do?
Well, that's a good question, because I like to have my time before a matches. I like to prepare as good as I can to feel ready, and I'm sure, I know it would play with me a lot, because I like to have my preparation time, and I like to make sure I'm ready. And if I come late to a match, I'm obviously not ready, because something happened before that caused for me to be late. So I'm not prepared. I'm not warm. I didn't warm up. I didn't feel the table. It's everything negative. Well, now you can say, okay, well, there is nothing to lose, because I'm not ready. Just
play.
Just have fun and play pool. You know,
Sometimes
for some players that works better.
Yeah, sometimes that can play to your advantage, sure. It just relaxes the nerves.
So I believe it's just really the situation that it can help you or mess with you, and probably with everyone.
Depends on how you handle it.
Yeah, depends on the situation, on the day, you know, and how you feel overall. If you feel ready at the table, it doesn't bother you. If you're not ready, you know.
What mental process goes through your head when you're in a match? For instance, what do you think of when you're in the chair, waiting for your opponent to shoot, or watching your opponent shoot? What thought process goes through this 10 ball to go ahead and get on the hill at 9-2?
Nine to 2. Yeah, that's a good question. You know, it's just trying to stay in the game, stay focused, and not lose focus, and wait for your turn to be at the table, I guess, and trying to, you know, observe what your opponent does and be ready for when you get a chance.
And observe the table, see if there's any particular roles or anything you know that you might learn from that.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, try to focus on the table, really stay in the game, you know, because once you lose that focus,
sure,
it's hard to get back in.
That's one of the things I notice seeing all the great players play is when they're in a match, they're not looking at the crowd. They're not looking around. They're not waving at their friends in the stands. They're not on their phones. In fact, you're not
Yeah.
allowed to have your phone, are you?
No,
Yeah.
for sure not. Yeah.
Their world is 4.5 feet by 9, and it's all cloth. And they're on the table. They're watching the table. They're watching what the opponent does. They're watching what the balls do.
Yeah.
You know.
That was a good break. Now let's see if he takes on the bank. Well, at 9-2, you can maybe do that.
I don't know. The 4's a little bit of a problem, but the 3's there to handle it. So if he takes the bank, he should be able to get good shape for the 4. And KACI is a good banker. He likes to bank. He's not a shy one to bank the ball.
Yeah.
I think he's working through it right now.
Well, maybe, you know.
Yeah, see, he's looking at shape to get on the 4.
Yeah.
I think he takes the bank and plays position right where he just.
Because, you know, if he brings the cue ball right in line with the 3 ball to make it in the corner, it blocks a good amount of space there for if he misses the 2 ball. You know, it like blocks a decent amount of space for if the cue ball or if the 2 ball lands in front of the pocket. Yeah,
And he got exactly what he wanted.
And now he's going to run into 8 and 4.
At the same time, that gives him a shot at the upper corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if he happens to pocket the 4 ball in the side pocket, which would be a low odds, he has a good bank on the 5.
Yeah. So let's see what happens.
Oh, he couldn't have asked for anything better.
Well, now it's kind of tricky, no? I mean, the 4 sends him to the wrong side. The cue ball will go towards the 9 on the wrong side of the table, but he will probably just have to line up for a bank.
I think he can spin that ball in and use a lot of English and come around the 9 and end up just below where he is now for the 5 in the side. Is that too steep, or come around for the 5 in the bank in the side?
I mean, the 5 goes past the 7, you think?
No.
No, right?
No,
Yeah.
he's coming around like this for the 5 in the side or the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I don't think you can play that in the side. That's like too...
That's too far down.
That's too...
Yeah,
the side pockets are too aggressive.
Well, this shot is pretty nice here because this is perfect with the inside draw to pocket this ball and bring the ball back just a little bit. It's just, although he wants to hit it hard, he doesn't want to slow roll this, I don't believe.
I think it will almost jump, you know, like kind of fly into the side pocket. Oh, he
wasn't able. He double kissed it. That was a pretty tight. Holding it up was pretty tight. But I don't blame him for that shot. That's for darn sure. I'd taken the same one.
Yeah.
You too?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Alex needs this.
Yeah, and KACI would have liked it to be over already.
Sure, and this is on KACI's break, so that means he stops him from, well, regardless, he's on 9. He's on the hill. So Alex cannot allow it to get away from him and let KACI win another game.
Yeah, well, KACI knows, you know, of my next 2 breaks, I just need to break through 1.
He's got like about 4 breaks.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, before he's on the hill, or before he's at 9-7 or 9-8, you know, to still be comfortably at 9-6 or whatever and bring it through, then that's surely the goal.
I can coast through my next 2 breaks. That's kind of it. One of the questions I asked Tony is, what do you think? You think that 1, 2 breaks, you know, if you have two breaks, 3 breaks, that you're kind of like real sure you're going to break and run one? You know, you usually do. You think you can get there with at least 1 out of 3.
Well, yeah, and how KACI is breaking and how he's making the side balls, I think so, certainly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certainly agree. But on open tables like this, Alex is just as favored as KACI to run out.
Yeah.
And 1 for the man from Canada, the Lion. Now, you know of any nickname for other than Glenti for KACI? Do they have any Albanian? Have they named him any kind of crazy name like the Albanian killer? Or,
That's a good question. I don't think
I
so.
haven't heard anything.
I haven't
I haven't
heard
heard anything like
anything.
that. I will say last night when we was walking by, he was standing and he had a hoodie on, a
Yeah.
sweatshirt, and it was white, and you know it was almost ominous looking. He looked like he looked like a yeti.
Yeah.
You know what? They're white, right? They're white
Yeah, yeah,
albinos,
yeah.
real big, because it was a white a hoodie, and he was. Of course, he towers. I'm 5'9". He's like 6'5". So
Yeah.
I walked by him and kind of just looked right up, and he just smiles, and I said, "Hey, killer." That was, but yeah, just because I think it was Tony was talking about in the commentary about nicknames. And
Yeah.
Alex breaking from the center, trying to make the two balls, which would be the 4 and the 8 in the side pockets. Neither of them even hit close. There goes the 9. No, denied. A straight in shot on the 1 and nothing down. The 3-8 lines up for the pocket.
Oh.
And this could be the end of the match, folks. But he's got work to do. Just because they lay right, they lay good, doesn't mean that he will play perfect.
So,
See if we can bring you some scores here in between. But this could be the last rack. So do we want to stay with this, or do we?
so what's he gonna do?
What's he gonna do? He's gonna. Looks like he's
Kind
drawing
of
the
down
ball.
draw,
I
down
like
draw
to.
it back,
like-
you know.
I like just stunning the ball straight at the 5 with the cue ball off the 3. But he drew it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's the more certain angle to get on the right side of the 3. You know,
Yes, from
if you
four,
land
he's that.
before
Yeah.
between 4 and 5, you know, it might be not as easy to get from the 2 to the 3 ball.
Well, he works his way around with these 3 balls. That 3-8's lined up pretty nice. There's 2 balls lined up. I'm going to give you a little few scores here. Now Yuki Oi is 1-0 over Blaine Barkas. Blaine having a fine tournament.
Yeah.
John Schmidt trails Chris Reinhold 5-2. Yushushin and Lee Van Corteza are pretty close. Lee Van leads that 6-5. Shane Van Boning trails Daniel Maciol 5-2.
Yeah.
Edgy Geronimo over Mark Bisterbosch
that's
1-0.
He
And
just
that's
missed
all of
a
them.
ball.
Did he hit it hard?
No, but it
Didn't slide in?
it like hit the jaw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, it stayed there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. It looked pretty lined up. But any combo can be missed.
Wow, that was not ideal. I
You know,
guess
even
does
if
still
he
go, probably.
even if he follows the 3 ball into the pocket after the 8, he's straight in on the 4 to the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, he hit the 3 ball
Yeah,
rail
on the
first.
outside, yeah. And lost it. This could slide right in there.
Yeah.
He's got to hit it good, though. Yeah, it
No.
didn't.
No, it was like how I assumed.
Yeah.
It was like
It was
right
outside the corner.
outside the
Just
corner
out, yeah.
on the rail,
Yeah.
you know, and
Sometimes
on
those
these
shots will slide
tables-
in, but they won't. These are sharp corners, aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah,
Yeah, they are.
The corners are kind of sharp, so they
Well,
that's how the ball stays up. Yeah.
opportunity squandered.
Yeah, I don't think KACI will give it up a second time.
But he won't let this get away, will he?
Maybe I
Well, this is a
mentioned
little
it too
off-angle
early.
shot. This is just a little bit off angle. The cue ball's going to away from where he wants it to be. He'd like to have the cue ball. So he's looking at his angle to come back 2 rails. Is what he's doing, and in line with the 5, where the 9 ball doesn't threaten his line. I just go to the rail and back to the middle of the table.
Yeah.
But there's a side pocket there. I tell you, he hits those balls. They just look so clean when he hits them. It just, I'm not sure. It's just the delivery of the stroke and the timing.
Yeah.
Is so good. No. He likes to shoot this. I've watched him shoot this several times. He likes that outside English to bring the cue ball above the side pocket. And then over for the 6 in the left-hand corner. Beautifully done.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just draw it straight back for the 7.
Yeah, and if you observe KACI's tip positioning on the cue ball, often he plays it with English, but not with a lot of English.
No,
he likes to use like stop shot line, low, high. You know, he's not one that uses a lot of English, and that's very benefiting on a new cloth like this because the sliding doesn't apply as much.
Well, this is for the match.
All right,
Alex
KACI
has
wins.
conceded, and KACI wins.
Yeah.